Hey guys, it's me again, and I'm back with a new video now. So, yeah. The announcement comes as France has declared a public health emergency, which has expired on July 10th. Schools will remain open and people will still be able to travel between regions today. Northern Ireland has imposed new restrictions to try and stop the spread of coronavirus. The announcement comes on the back of England's new free-tier system announced earlier this week. The restrictions have been introduced for 4 weeks to limit the spread of the virus. Schools will close for a 2-week extended half-term break. Schools will close on Monday. Hospitality businesses will be limited to takeaway and delivery service for 4 weeks on Friday, so in 2 days' time. Closure of the hospitality sector, apart from deliveries and takeaways, other fast food and takeaway premises to close at 11 p.m. Off licenses and supermarkets not to sell alcohol after 8 p.m. No indoor sport or organised contacts. Sport involving mixing of households at an elite level. No mass events involving more than 15 people, except for allowed outdoor sporting events where the relevant number for that will continue to apply. Close contact services such as hairdressers and beauticians are closed, apart from those relating to the continuation of essential health interventions or therapeutics. Mobile hairdressers and makeup artists also classed as close contact services, prohibited from working in homes. Gyms still remain open for individual training, but no classes permitted. Places of worship to remain open, but face covering is mandatory when entering and exiting. Driving lessons will be allowed to continue, no mixing of households and private homes, with exceptions including those joined in social bubbles and gatherings of gardens limited to 6 people from no more than 2 households. Two-week extended half-term break from 19th of October, from Friday the 16th of October. So yeah, 2 days time from the time of recording this particular video. Pubs, bars, restaurants must close except for takeaways and deliveries, which must start by 11 p.m. And support bubbles will be limited to a maximum of 10 people from 2 households, and then you are not allowed to stay overnight in someone else's home unless they are part of your bubble. And close contact services such as hairdressers and beauticians must close except for essential services. No indoor contact sport allowed unless at elite level, Gyms stay open for individual exercise only. And no mass events of more than 15 people, apart from certain sporting events, and wedding ceremonies limited to 25 people from the 19th of October with no exceptions, and funerals limited to 25 people with no wakes allowed before or afterwards. You may not meet in a group of more than 6 people indoors or outdoors unless you're in a larger household or support bubble. Pubs, bars, restaurants in Tier 1 area must close by 10 p.m. Additionally, you are not allowed to meet socially with people you do not live with indoors. This includes private homes as well as pubs and restaurants. People in support bubbles can go on meeting as before, and informal childcare may also be provided. You can still meet friends and family outdoors, but only in a group of up to 6 people. You are not allowed to meet socially with anybody who's not part of your household or support bubble, indoors or in certain outdoor locations. And then you cannot meet in private gardens or pub gardens, but can meet in parks, beaches, countrysides or forests as long as you are not in a group of more than 6. Pubs and bars must close unless they are serving substantial meals. Alcohol can only be served as a part of a meal. People are being advised not to travel into or out of Tier 3 areas other than for work, education, youth services, or because of caring responsibilities. Licensed premises, the exception of hotel bars, residents have to close indoors and outdoors, although takeaways are permitted. And cafes can stay open until 6 p.m. daily as long as they don't serve alcohol. People living in those areas have been told to avoid public transport unless absolutely necessary and not to leave their local areas if possible. People from outside are encouraged not to visit. Other measures include the closing of snooker halls, bowling alleys, casinos and bingo halls, the suspension of non-professional contact sports and indoor group exercise for adults. In the rest of Scotland, pubs and restaurants can only open inside between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. daily until Sunday the 25th of October, and they are not allowed to serve alcohol. They are only allowed to serve food and non-alcoholic drinks, although they can serve alcohol outdoors until 10 p.m. Hotel restaurants can serve food after 6 p.m, but only for residents and without alcohol. Throughout the nation, face coverings are compulsory in indoor communal areas such as staff canteens and corridors and workplaces. From 6 p.m. on Friday the 16th of October, people from parts of the UK that have high rates of coronavirus will be prevented from travelling to Wales. Pubs, cafes and restaurants in Wales have to stop serving alcohol at 10 p.m. Pubs are required to provide table service only. Sales of alcohol from off licences in supermarkets after 10 p.m. are also banned. Schools. Close contact services will remain open even in the highest alert areas. Schools will close on Monday and pubs and restaurants face new restrictions on Friday. Schools will close for Monday and pubs and restaurants face new restrictions on Friday, including the half-term holiday until Monday, 2nd of November, where the closure will be reviewed. School closes in Northern Ireland beyond 2 weeks. Closure of the hospitality sectors apart from deliveries and takeaways. Other fast food premises and takeaway premises to close at 11 p.m. Off-licences supermarkets not to sell alcohol after 8 p.m. No indoor sport or organised contact sport. Mixing of households other than at elite level. No mass events involving more than 15 people except for allowed outdoor sporting events. Close contact services such as hairdressers, beauticians closed. Mobile hairdressers, close contact services are prohibited from working in homes. Gyms still remain open. Places of worship to remain open, but face covering is mandatory. No mixing of households in private homes. Driving license will be allowed to continue. Gatherings, gardens limited to 6. Will be banned from travelling to Wales. We plan to come into force on Friday, 6 p.m. At 6 p.m. Restricted, reasonable excuse like work or education. 6 p.m. on Friday. Pubs, restaurants will be forced to close on Friday, but places of worship and gyms will be allowed to remain open. Extended and now last from the 19th to the 30th of October. Pubs and restaurants will have to shut unless they offer a takeaway service, but places of worship, shops and gyms can stay open overnight. Stays in other homes are also banned. There should be a T there between the S and the A. Come on. I thought BBC News were bad, but Sky's just as bad, if not more bad. Household bubbles must be no bigger than 10 people from 2 households. Overnight stays in other homes are banned. Closure of close contact services unless required for essential health reasons. Indoor sport of all kinds suspended apart from an elite level. Mass events involving more than 15 people are to be banned. Off licences in supermarkets will not be permitted to sell alcohol after 8 p.m. Hospitality sector to close apart from takeaway services. No unnecessary travel should be undertaken. Universities and further education providers should provide distance learning as much as and where possible. People are required to work from home where they can. Gyms to remain open for individual training. Places of worship to remain open as long as face coverings are worn. Wedding ceremonies and civil partnerships to be limited to 25 people with no exceptions from the 19th of October. Funerals and committals to be limited to 25 people with no pre or post funeral gatherings. Shops can remain open. Set come into force at 6 p.m. on Friday. So Wales is now subject to local restriction measures because levels of divide have risen and people living in those areas are not able to travel beyond the county boundary without a reasonable excuse, signed to prevent the spread of infection from Wales and to other areas of the UK. This phone is not working right. Phone is stupid. Hold on. There we go. Got it sorted. Bye now. Be banned from coming into Wales for the time being. Vixens now till now to be able to travel into parts of Wales not under lockdown. Yeah. Northern Ireland stands a period of admirable restrictions. Closures of schools, pubs and restaurants. Pubs and restaurants will close for 4 weeks with the exception of takeaways and deliveries, while schools will close on Monday for 2 weeks, one of which will cover the half-term break. Still no amount of full-scale lockdown. No household meetings indoors. No households meeting indoors and only up to 6.2 households in the garden. No overnight stays in the private home unless in a bubble. Work from home unless unable to do so. Universities and further education advised to deliver distance learning to the maximum extent possible with only essential face-to-face learning where that is a necessary and unavoidable part of the course. Closure of the hospitality sector apart from deliveries and takeaways for food with the existing closing time of 11 p.m. remaining. Other takeaway premises will then be brought in line with hospitality with a closing time of 11 p.m. And retail will stay open with urgent engagement with the sector to ensure that retail is doing everything it can to help suppress this virus. The closure of close contact services apart from those meeting essential health needs which will be defined in the regulations to ensure continuation of essential health intervention to therapeutics. This will not include complementary treatments and no indoor sports of any kind, organised contact sport other than involving household mixing other than at elite level. No mass events involving more than 15 people, except for allowed outdoor sporting events, where the relevant number for that will continue to apply. Gyms may remain open, but for individual training only. Places were set to remain open with a mandatory requirement to wear face coverings when entering and exiting, not apply to parties, marriage or civil partnership. Venues providing the post-ceremony partnership celebration may remain open for this purpose this weekend, but may not provide other services for people who are not part of the wedding. Limited to 25. Funerals and committals to be limited to 25 people with no pre or post funeral gatherings. No unnecessary travel will be advised. Off licences and supermarkets will not be permitted to sell alcohol after 8 p.m. The above restrictions will apply for 4 weeks. In education, the half-term holiday break will be extended from October 19th to 30th, with schools opening on Monday, 2nd of November. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say. So, bye. And I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully, if this, as long as this continues to update, then I will update you as and when. I know it'll be like a waste of videos, waste of time, but hey, I like to keep you guys up to date. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. So, bye and peace out.